Close your eyes for a moment and truly listen, not just to the sounds around you, but to the quiet space within you. Have you ever wondered why certain words, when spoken or even silently uttered, have the power to calm your heart, clear your mind, or awaken something ancient deep within your soul? What if I told you that scattered across centuries and civilizations, there exists sacred sounds, not ordinary words, but powerful vibrations, that, when repeated with sincerity and focus, can align your mind, body, and spirit with the very rhythm of the universe? For thousands of years, sages, mystics, monks, and seekers have preserved these sounds. They called them mantras, tools of the mind, designed not merely for worship, but for transforming the human experience itself. In today's restless, overstimulated world, where our thoughts race endlessly and peace seems elusive, this ancient wisdom offers a timeless remedy. Mantras are not superstition, they are precise, vibrational instruments that have been tested in the silent chambers of Himalayan caves, echoed in ancient temples, and now validated by modern science. Neuroscientists have begun to uncover what these ancient seers intuited long ago, that sound, rhythm, and focused repetition directly influence our brainwaves, heart rhythms, and even the expression of our genes. Certain mantras have the ability to induce states of deep calm, enhance cognitive function, lower stress hormones, and open gateways to altered states of awareness. The sound Om, believed to be the primal vibration from which the universe itself emerged, isn't merely a symbolic chant. It's a frequency that resonates with the very fabric of existence. The Mahamrityunjaya mantra, often called the death-conquering mantra, has been invoked for centuries to invoke healing, courage, and spiritual protection. These ancient utterances hold not only spiritual significance but tangible, measurable effects on our physiology and psyche. So the question we must ask ourselves is this: if the power to heal, to find inner stillness, to awaken clarity, and to connect with something vast and eternal lies within these simple yet sacred sounds, why have we turned away from them? Why do we not use these ancient tools in our modern lives where they are needed most? In this video, we are about to embark on a journey, one that traverses the origins of mantras in the sacred Vedas and Upanishads, explores their presence across cultures and spiritual paths, examines the scientific research uncovering their profound benefits, and most importantly, shows you how to practically integrate them into your daily routine. Because this isn't about blind belief. It's about direct, personal experience. It's about reclaiming a timeless wisdom that still vibrates in the quiet spaces between your thoughts and in the sacred sound of your own breath. By the time you finish watching this, you won't just know what a mantra is, you'll understand why it works, how it transforms, and how to harness its power for your own life. Let's begin. Since the dawn of human consciousness, human beings have sought tools to connect with the unseen, to heal the restless mind, and to invoke forces beyond their immediate understanding. Among the most ancient and revered of these tools is the practice of mantras. But what exactly is a mantra? The word mantra comes from Sanskrit, derived from two roots, man, meaning mind, and tra, meaning tool or instrument. In its purest essence, a mantra is a tool of the mind, a vibrational formula designed to guide the practitioner's awareness inward, dissolve mental distractions, and align one's energy with higher states of consciousness. Unlike ordinary words, mantras are sound vibrations that carry a specific frequency. They are considered seed sounds, or bija mantras, containing within them immense potential energy. When chanted, whispered, or meditated upon, these sounds activate subtle energies within the body and mind, creating resonance that affects the practitioner's physical, emotional, and spiritual states. What makes mantras unique is that their power does not entirely depend on the meaning of the words themselves but on the vibrational quality of the sound produced. In ancient Indian philosophy, particularly within the Vedas, it is believed that the entire cosmos emerged from sound. This primal sound, known as Nada Brahma, meaning the universe is sound, holds that everything in creation is fundamentally vibrational in nature. The most sacred and ancient of these sounds is Om, considered the original vibration from which the universe was born. Reciting Om is not simply an act of chanting a syllable but an act of harmonizing oneself with the creative forces of existence. Mantras have been preserved for millennia through oral traditions in India and other ancient cultures. In Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism, mantras are considered sacred formulas that contain within them the energy of the divine. Each mantra is believed to have been revealed to ancient seers, known as rishis, in states of deep meditation. These rishis perceive the sounds as aspects of cosmic intelligence, vibrating in the subtle planes of existence. In this sense, mantras are not human inventions but cosmic discoveries, vibrations waiting to be heard and invoked. Mantras can be as simple as a single syllable or as complex as 100-verse hymn. Some invoke specific deities, while others aim to transcend form altogether, dissolving the practitioner's identification with the limited self and merging them with the infinite. Mantras like Soham, meaning I am that, or Tat Tvam Aci, meaning you are that, are pointers toward the non-dual nature of reality. Even outside the Indian subcontinent, ancient cultures held the belief in the creative power of sound. In Christian mysticism, the opening of the Gospel of John states, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In ancient Egypt, words of power were believed to invoke the forces of nature and influence fate. The Mayan and Tibetan traditions too speak of sacred utterances capable of bridging the realms of the material and the spiritual. What unites all these traditions is the understanding that words, when imbued with sacred intention and spoken in resonance, have the power to alter reality, both internal and external. Thus, to truly grasp the power of mantras, one must move beyond their surface meaning and attune to their deeper, vibrational essence. In a world increasingly filled with meaningless noise, rediscovering the sacred sound can become not only a spiritual practice but a way to reconnect with the deepest aspects of what it means to be human. To truly grasp the power of mantras, one must understand that the universe, at its most fundamental level, is not made of solid matter but of vibrating energy. Every particle, every cell, every atom in your body is in constant motion, humming with a specific frequency. Modern physics echoes what ancient mystics have long taught, that the universe is, at its core, a vast symphony of vibrations. Mantras, then, are not arbitrary words or sounds but carefully arranged sequences of syllables designed to resonate with specific energies within the human system and the larger cosmos. When a mantra is chanted, its sound waves produce vibrations that travel through the air, through the body, and into the subtle dimensions of our being. These vibrations have the power to influence both our physiology and our consciousness. Scientifically, it has been observed that the repetition of certain sounds can slow down brainwave activity, shifting the practitioner from an anxious, restless beta state to a relaxed alpha or even meditative theta state. This state of calm enhances focus, reduces stress hormones, and promotes emotional balance. Moreover, the vibrations generated by mantras stimulate the vagus nerve, a crucial component of the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for inducing calm and regulating bodily functions like heart rate and digestion. Mantras also affect the subtle energy centers in the body, known as chakras. Each chakra vibrates at a particular frequency, and specific mantras are assigned to each one to activate, balance, or cleanse it. For example, the mantra Lam is associated with the root chakra, promoting stability and grounding, while Om vibrates through the crown chakra, fostering unity and transcendence. Beyond the body, the subtle energies influenced by mantras extend into the environment. Just as a single pebble dropped into a still pond sends ripples across the surface, a mantra, when repeated with devotion and clarity, sends out energetic waves that subtly harmonize the surrounding space. In fact, scientific studies using techniques like cymatics, the visual representation of sound vibrations on physical mediums, have shown that certain Sanskrit mantras create beautiful, symmetrical patterns, suggesting an inherent order and harmony within these ancient sounds. Even water, as demonstrated by Dr. Masaru Emoto's famous experiments, responds to spoken words and intentions, forming intricate crystalline structures when exposed to positive vibrations. If ordinary words have the power to influence water, imagine what sacred, precise mantras can do to the water within your body, which makes up over 70% of your being. Thus, the power of mantras lies not in blind faith, but in their capacity to align our inner vibrations with the harmonious patterns of nature and the universe itself. Whether through sound, intention, or subtle energy, mantras offer a direct means of transforming the mind, healing the body, and elevating consciousness. They remind us that in a world of constant distraction, the most powerful tools are often the simplest: a breath, a sound, a vibration repeated in quiet sincerity. The world of mantras is vast, intricate, and filled with nuance, offering different types of sacred sounds for different needs, intentions, and stages of spiritual evolution. In ancient traditions, mantras were never a one-size-fits-all practice but were carefully selected and prescribed based on the nature of the seeker, the objective of the practice, and the vibrational qualities of the sound itself. Broadly, mantras can be classified into several categories, each carrying its own unique power and purpose. The first among these are bija mantras, or seed mantras, the most elemental, primal sounds believed to contain within them the essence of the cosmic forces. These are often single syllables like Om, Reem, Shreem, Kleem, and Gam, each corresponding to different divine energies and chakras within the subtle body. Om is considered the vibration of creation itself, the sound from which all existence emerges. Reem invokes the power of the heart space, associated with divine radiance and spiritual transformation. Shreem is linked with abundance and prosperity, while Kleem carries the energy of attraction, both towards spiritual wisdom and harmonious relationships. Then there are Saguna mantras, which are associated with specific deities and divine forms. These mantras often include the name of the deity being invoked and are used to cultivate qualities embodied by that divine presence. For example, Om Namah Shivaya is dedicated to Lord Shiva and is a mantra of inner purification and transcendence. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya calls upon Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, and is believed to protect the practitioner from obstacles and promote spiritual wisdom. Om Dum Durgayai Namanha invokes the fierce yet compassionate energy of Goddess Durga, protecting against negativity and inner weakness. These mantras are often recited in times of need, during religious ceremonies, or as part of daily sadhana to develop specific virtues such as courage, compassion, or clarity. Beyond these are nirguna mantras, which transcend form and personality, pointing the practitioner toward the formless, unchanging reality. These are often philosophical in nature, aiming to dissolve the ego and duality. Mantras like Soham, meaning I am that, or Aham Brahmasmi, meaning I am Brahman, serve as constant reminders of the non-dual nature of existence and the underlying unity between the individual soul and the supreme consciousness. Buddhist traditions also hold a treasure of powerful mantras, with perhaps the most famous being Om Mani Padme Hum. This mantra is associated with Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, and is believed to purify the mind, cultivate loving kindness, and clear karmic obstacles across lifetimes. There are also healing mantras, used to restore balance and well-being in the body and mind. The Mahamrityunjaya mantra, for example, is one of the most ancient and potent Sanskrit mantras for physical, emotional, and spiritual healing, often called upon in times of illness, crisis, or impending death. Finally, in the modern world, simple affirmation-like mantras or nam japa, such as repeating the name of God, Ram, Krishna, Allah, Waheguru, have become accessible, universal practices for invoking divine grace and fostering inner peace. Thus, whether for awakening higher consciousness, attracting prosperity, offering protection, or simply calming the restless mind, mantras offer a sacred technology tailored to the diverse needs of the human spirit, reminding us that every intention, when clothed in sound, carries the power to shape both our inner world and the universe around us. While mantras possess an inherent vibrational power, their true potential unfolds when approached with the right attitude, preparation, and understanding. In ancient wisdom traditions, it was emphasized that how you chant a mantra is just as important as the mantra itself. The act of mantra chanting is not merely a mechanical repetition of sounds but a sacred ritual that aligns the body, mind, and spirit with the higher energies those sounds represent. Traditionally, the practice begins with inner and outer purity. In ancient times, practitioners would bathe before their sadhana, wear clean, simple clothes, and choose a quiet, undisturbed place, often a sacred corner of the home or a natural setting like a riverbank or forest clearing. While such elaborate rituals may not always be possible today, what remains essential is entering the practice with a sense of reverence and intention. The posture, or asana, for chanting is also significant. Sitting cross-legged on a mat or cushion, preferably made of natural materials like wool or grass, helps insulate the body's energy and maintain steadiness. The spine should be erect, the body relaxed but alert, allowing prana, or life energy, to flow unobstructed through the subtle channels. The eyes may be gently closed or half open, gazing downward, to withdraw attention from external distractions. The most recommended times for chanting are during the Brahma Muhurta, the auspicious period just before sunrise, and at dusk, when nature itself is in transition and the veil between the material and spiritual realms is considered thin. Regarding the actual chanting, there are traditionally three modes: Vaikari, the audible chanting of the mantra, apamsu, the whispering or humming of the mantra, and manasika, the silent, mental repetition. Each has its own power and is suitable for different levels of practice. Beginners often start with audible recitation to train the tongue and ears in the correct pronunciation, while advanced practitioners may move to mental chanting, where the sound's subtle vibrations merge with consciousness itself. The number of repetitions also holds symbolic significance. A mala, or prayer bead string, typically contains 108 beads, a sacred number representing the wholeness of existence, the 9 planets multiplied by the 12 zodiac signs, or the 9 doors of the body times 12 energy centers, according to different interpretations. Chanting in multiples of 108 is believed to create a complete energetic circuit within the practitioner's subtle body. Equally important is the mindset while chanting. Mantras should be repeated with unwavering attention, devotion, and purity of intention. It is said that even a single repetition of a mantra with total concentration and heartfelt sincerity can be more powerful than thousands of distracted recitations. The practitioner should visualize the deity or energy associated with the mantra, imagine its light filling the heart, or simply dissolve into the sound itself, allowing the boundaries of self to fade. This transforms mantra chanting from a verbal exercise into a profound meditative process, a gateway to inner silence and spiritual awakening. In this way, mantras become not just sacred sounds but living bridges to the divine, capable of purifying, healing, and elevating every aspect of our being. Though often associated with Hinduism and the Vedic tradition, the practice of using sacred sounds to connect with higher states of consciousness is not confined to any one culture, religion, or region. Mantras, in essence, represent a universal human impulse, the instinct to give voice to the sacred, to articulate the inexpressible through the vibrational medium of sound. In almost every spiritual tradition across the world, we find echoes of this ancient technology of the voice. In Buddhism, mantras occupy a central place in both the Theravada and Mahayana traditions. The famous Tibetan mantra Om Mani Padme Hum is considered a condensed expression of the entire Buddhist path to enlightenment. Its repeated chanting is believed to purify the mind, cultivate compassion, and remove obstacles on the spiritual journey. Similarly, in Zen Buddhism, the chanting of the Heart Sutra or phrases like Namo Amida Butsu serves as both devotion and a tool for dissolving dualistic thought. Moving westward, in the Christian tradition, the recitation of repetitive prayers, like the Jesus Prayer or the chanting of psalms in Gregorian chant, mirrors the transformative power of mantras. The Jesus Prayer, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner, when repeated continuously, is said to quiet the restless mind and open the heart to divine grace. In Islam, the practice of Dhikr involves the repetitive chanting of the names of Allah, such as Ya Rahman or Ya Salam, often accompanied by rhythmic breathing and heart focus, creating an experience remarkably similar to mantra japa. In Jewish mysticism, the recitation of divine names and sacred phrases during Kabbalistic meditation serves to attune the practitioner to the subtle realities of creation. The sacred syllable Yod-He-Vav-He, the ineffable name of God, is contemplated upon in silence and sound to awaken higher states of awareness. Indigenous cultures too, from the shamanic traditions of Siberia to the ritual chants of Native American tribes, have long known the power of sound and ceremonial healing in communion with the spirit world. Their chants, often simple, repetitive, and rhythmically chanted around a fire or beneath open skies, harmonize the body with the rhythms of nature and the unseen forces that govern life. Even modern science has begun to validate these ancient practices. Neurological studies on repetitive sound chanting, whether Sanskrit mantras, Christian prayers, or Tibetan chants, show measurable reductions in stress, increases in emotional resilience, and heightened states of meditative awareness. This convergence of ancient wisdom and contemporary science reveals that mantras are not relics of a bygone spiritual era but timeless tools for modern life, capable of restoring balance, peace, and meaning in an increasingly chaotic world. At their core, mantras remind us that regardless of culture, language, or belief, all human beings are seekers of the sacred sound, yearning to attune themselves to the deeper, harmonious vibrations of the universe. As ancient as the practice of mantra chanting is, modern science is only beginning to scratch the surface of its profound effects on the human body, mind, and environment. The bridge between metaphysics and measurable science is narrowing, and what mystics and sages intuited thousands of years ago is now being confirmed in laboratories and clinical studies. At the neurological level, chanting mantras has been shown to engage specific areas of the brain associated with attention, emotion regulation, memory, and empathy. Functional MRI scans have revealed that repetitive sound meditation practices, such as mantra chanting, activate the prefrontal cortex, the seat of higher executive functions, while simultaneously quieting the amygdala, the brain's fear and stress center. This dual action helps explain the feelings of calm, clarity, and emotional resilience often reported by those who practice mantra japa regularly. Scientifically, mantras act as a type of rhythmic, auditory stimulus that entrains brainwaves to lower frequencies, moving from the agitated beta state to the more meditative alpha and theta states. These states are associated with creativity, intuition, and deep relaxation, creating an ideal internal environment for healing, self-reflection, and insight. Beyond neurology, there's also a fascinating vibrational physics to mantras. Every sound wave produces a frequency, and these frequencies influence matter and energy in subtle but tangible ways. In experiments like the famous cymatic studies by Hans Jenny, sound vibrations were shown to organize particles of sand, water, and other substances into intricate, symmetrical patterns. Certain Sanskrit mantras, due to their specific phonetic structure, are believed to produce geometric energy fields in the space around the practitioner and within their subtle body. The syllable Om, for example, generates a vibration of approximately 136.1 Hz, a frequency astonishingly close to the orbital frequency of the Earth as it travels around the Sun. This may be one reason why chanting Om is so deeply calming and centering, as it naturally synchronizes the body's rhythms with those of the planet. Studies have also demonstrated that mantra chanting can positively influence heart rate variability, lower blood pressure, and reduce the stress hormone cortisol, making it a potent tool for both psychological and physical well-being. Some researchers speculate that the repetitive nature of chanting creates a neuroplastic effect, gradually rewiring thought patterns and emotional responses, similar to cognitive behavioral therapy but using ancient sound formulas. Mantras, then, are not only spiritual tools but also biological instruments capable of reshaping the human nervous system. This elegant convergence of ancient wisdom and modern science suggests that sound, vibration, and consciousness are intimately connected, and that the words we speak, think, and repeat have the power to sculpt our inner and outer realities. It affirms what the Vedas, Upanishads, and countless other traditions have long proclaimed, that the universe itself was born from sound, and through sound, we can rediscover our own original, harmonious nature. As we arrive at the end of this exploration, it becomes clear that mantras are far more than ancient words preserved in dusty scriptures or rituals confined to remote monasteries. They are timeless currents of sound, alive and potent, waiting patiently for us to rediscover them in the quiet spaces of our hearts. In every culture, every era, and every corner of the world, humanity has instinctively reached for the sacred word, the healing vibration, the chant that dissolves the walls of separateness and calls us back to the essential unity of life. Mantras remind us that the universe is not a cold, silent void, but a living, breathing symphony of frequencies, and that by tuning ourselves to these sacred vibrations, we can transform our inner state, heal the wounds of the heart, and align ourselves with the deeper intelligence of existence. Whether approached through devotion, meditation, science, or sheer curiosity, the practice of chanting mantras offers a profound medicine for the restless modern mind. It is an invitation to slow down, to listen within, and to discover that beyond the noise of our daily worries and scattered thoughts, there exists a soundless, radiant space, a space from which all creation emerges and to which it inevitably returns. And in that space, through the gentle repetition of sacred syllables, we come to realize that we are not merely seekers of the divine, but expressions of it, singing the eternal song of existence through every breath, every heartbeat, and every vibration of our being. So, whether you are drawn to the ancient Sanskrit Om Namah Shivaya, the gentle invocation of Om Mani Padme Hum, the sacred Amen or Shalom, or simply the silent pulse of your own breath, remember, the power of mantras is not locked in the past. It lives here, now, in the living sound of your own voice, in the infinite resonance of your consciousness, waiting only to be awakened. Thank you for walking this path with me today. If this wisdom touched you, or if you feel its ancient echoes stirring within, I invite you to share this light with others, to subscribe for more journeys into the heart of timeless wisdom, and to carry these sacred sounds into your life, one mantra, one breath, one moment of awareness at a time. Until next time, may peace, light, and resonance guide your way.